Just Dorrie.
This is episode 2 of Who Knows, and go.
Isn't it like episode 28?
Well,
I mean, really?
tonight.
Okay.
We'll pop out a few, like a litter.
Easy. No. I was telling Gary that I like to find very bizarre and arbitrary photos and or videos on the interwebs that are just, you kind of go, huh? You know, not
Two girls, one.
No. Not gross stuff. Just like you go, huh? And awkward family photos, which is, that was almost a burp.
Kind of.
Well done.
Tauntaun.
Baby Tauntaun. Awkward family photos has branched out.
Oh.
And now they have like videos and awkward photos of like, these were, what do you call those things when you get busted?
Oh, mugshots.
Mugshots with people with bizarre hair. This one guy.
All?
You have to look at our Facebook page. I think I put it on Twitter and the blog. I can't describe it. It's just a guy with some funky clown looking hair and a goofy smile. And this means nothing to you right now. This is not funny.
But you can put it on the website.
It's there.
These will be show notes.
It's there right now.
Right.
So you got to look it up. It's like homework. I don't know.
Yeah.
But, oh, God, it's just funny. He's like, I mean, I can't even describe what's in my head right now. It's that funny.
Okay.
So please go and look. I just laughed and laughed.
You should make it your profile picture.
And I almost did. I almost did. But I have the one with the Statue of Liberty's flame burnt out.
Commentary.
So you had a second story before you forget it. Yeah or no?
Well, that was 2 of however many. I think something's going to come back. But anyway, you go. It's your turn.
You go.
I'm doing all the talking.
Okay.
I'm mansplaining.
I'm going to have my...
you go, dear.
Anyway. Wow. This video camera wasn't on. I'm going to have my moment of rant. My old lady rant, which I'm now taking to do. I'm doing the get off your lawn.
Oh, bring it up.
Oh, God. Jesus, what does that scream mean?
Something's happening. Nope, you keep talking. Vamp.
Okay. It's the get off my lawn moment. And if we were super like together, we'd have a get off your lawn graphic and music and all that. But you know what? Who cares?
Exactly. Fuck all that.
I read an article that I really did.
Oh, okay.
That the CDC,
the clitoral dichotomy.
as far as you know,
okay.
It's the, I don't know what it is. Now you make it look like a dick because I don't remember. It's the
Center for Disease Control.
Thank you.
There you go.
Anyway,
that's how we get diseases. They control them.
Control them.
Mm-hmm.
They actually had to issue a warning for women to stop eating the placenta. Now,
okay.
No, okay.
It wasn't directed toward men because we don't do that.
I think my rant was stop steaming her vaginas. I'm looking at you.
Steaming?
Oh, we'll get to that in a minute.
I was trying
Stop
to open a
steaming
letter.
Your vaginas. Vaccinate your kids. There's no such thing as a cleanse. And stop eating your fucking placenta.
Wow.
Okay, rant over.
Okay.
No, they're because of Gwyneth Paltrow. Gwyneth Paltrow believes that she is a medical guru now.
Right.
And she has told all women to steam their vaginas. What the fuck? It doesn't do shit.
Well,
it just has hot steam blowing on your cadootie. I mean, that doesn't do anything.
It wasn't broken.
Yeah, but... And now, because this one lady, okay, she took the placenta.
You know, she and I were born on the same day.
I won't hold it against her. But she took the placenta, and they have these different companies that take the placenta and dehydrate it and like sterilize it,
make it into
whatever.
a pill form.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
if you have to do all that, then you ain't eating placenta.
Hello.
Yeah.
And what happened was there was a bacteria in the placenta already.
Wasn't it pasteurized?
Pasteurized?
That's how you do it with the vagina. Pasteurized?
I don't know what's happening to Gary. It's alcohol. Good God. Anyway. So, it wasn't done right, whatever.
Okay.
So she was taking this and, of course, feeding her baby and slowly killing it.
Hey!
Fucking retards. Okay,
Speaking of baby, and
that's not politically correct. I know that. But I'm just on the get off your lawn.
Well, they're clearly retarded.
I'm the get off your lawn person right now, but I'm done with that. So, moving on.
Well, today was my enlightenment of multiple kinds of podcasts today that I was really digging. And one of them, it was a Freakonomics episode where the guy was talking about Google searches and the data that they've pulled from that. And did you know that in India, the most common Google search for my husband wants to fill in blank, and this is India. I mean, you could see if you were doing it.
This is like Match Game.
If you're doing it in England or Germany, you'd be like, oh, fuck, who knows what the fuck.
Where's Gene Rayburn?
In America, I'm sure it's like, my husband wants anal. No, this was, my husband wants to breastfeed. That's the most common search in India. Isn't that something?
Okay,
Maybe
so
it's the cow that they're worshiping, and there's like the udder with all those teats hanging out.
I don't know, but I got lost in Adult Swim. I loves me some Adult Swim. Okay.
Yeah.
And I for some reason I just haven't gone to their website in forever today, and they have tons of streams. And one of them is a live action stream marathon. The weirdest fucking shit you'll ever see. Kind of like what Adult Swim what it was when it first came out.
Like liquid television.
Like stuck where you just went, oh, and you just loved it, you know.
Yeah,
and they
yeah.
had this one thing called Giggle Fudge.
Eon Flux. Was
I remember
liquid
Eon Flux. Yeah.
Did I tell you this? I found the entire Eon Flux
Yes.
on DVD.
Yes, it's well, yeah.
Loving
I
it.
mean, Liquid Television was fun, but Adult Swim was like,
Next level.
what? I've been watching it since it started, since the Brack Show and all this other stuff. But
Right.
anywho,
Is that where Mighty Boosh came from?
they came from England, but Adult Swim did show them temporarily.
Gotcha.
There's a show called Giggle Fudge that's hosted by Pee Wee Herman, not as Pee Wee Herman though,
As Paul Rubens?
as Paul Rubens, and it is sort of the America's Funniest Home Video for the insane. It shows stuff you're like, did that guy literally have milk coming out of his nipple and he's feeding a kitty? Kind of videos.
Wow.
So I suggest you look it up.
I think he's into some weird shit. Just heard an interview. So I've told you about, and at some point when you have nothing to do, check out TV Guidance Counselor.
Ooh, is that a podcast?
Ken Reed's podcast.
Oh, we should follow them. Are we following them?
I don't know yet, but you
I'm
ought
going
to.
to write that down.
Right. The premise of his podcast is to invite somebody over. They pick up a random issue of he has all the TV guides. And
There's only one. Oh, like for regions.
Like every week.
Oh, okay.
From
Okay, I thought you meant like
Inception
one
kind of
from-
thing. Yeah,
oh,
you
okay.
pick up the one from June of '87, whatever, week 2.
My sister had years of those collected, by the way.
And he might
got
be
rid of
calling on her. Okay. But the premise of the podcast is to discuss and talk about what you would have watched that week. And it's really actually
Had
very...
you been alive or like a funky, whatever at that
Whatever.
Okay. Easy.
There's... he recently had Miss Yvonne from... Yeah.
Miss Yvonne.
And she was
Miss
on the
Yvonne.
show. And he has really quite a breadth and depth of guests.
We don't have that.
Yeah, we don't here.
Okay.
Not yet.
Not
But
yet.
We're
We're
working
working on it, yeah.
No, Dakota, come on now.
Well, that's true. Nothing against Dakota. I'm just saying we need to bump up the celebrity notch a bit.
Well,
You know what I'm saying?
at least,
Either that or Dakota needs to get his shit together and get famous.
well, about
6 or
fucking
1.
time. I mean, come on now.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as we know, he doesn't exist when he's not here. I mean,
Wow, is it kind of a twisted version of Schrodinger's cat? What's going
I
on?
don't know. It's like that
We
guy.
put Dakota in a box and we feed him and not feed. I don't know what's happening.
But he could theoretically be getting famous while he's not here. That's the point.
That's
To the
true.
listeners, he only exists at this show.
That's true.
So
That's true.
I'm sure when he hears this, he'll concur, and then get back in his box. So you were saying.
Was I? Okay.
So Pee Wee Herman hosts the weirdo fucking
yeah,
video
it's called
show.
Giggle Fudge. That's all I'm saying. It's just a weird fucking twisted. Because there used to be a lot of bizarre twisted TV on in the 80s.
There did, and
Like
there
late night, like USA Up All Night and
well, and movies shit like remember Neighbors?
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
How
Well, this is
fucking
like
weird
TV stuff,
was
though.
that? I mean, there was so much bizarre shit. And I'm sure it's all still out there, and I'm sure there's a ton of bizarre shit being made.
Nothing's rough. Nothing's raw. Nothing's like it's all polished. Even those fucking bullshit Saw movies are all like polished video or whatever film.
yeah.
It's not. It's whatever. I mean, I
Cannibal
want to.
Holocaust.
Yeah, I want to see the guy, breastfeed the cat. That's. I mean, it's the weirdest fucked up shit that they find. That's not too gross. That's not like X-rated gross, but
Yeah.
just like kind of thing. It gives you that like, oh wow,
Something that
okay.
tickles your duodenum.
Hey, easy. That's your uvula you're talking about,
Okay,
pal.
Babs' uvula?
Yeah.
I don't know, Babs.
Why did I put the words
Your uvula's really gone to the dogs.
dragon? Oh, dragon.
Dragon Balls Z?
No.
Or Dragon Balls?
Well, okay.
Okay.
A long time ago, galaxy
Okay,
far,
far,
far
far
away.
away.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I had told the listener that I was doing a voiceover for
Correct.
a virtual reality game called Dragon Skies.
Okay.
And then the overall producer of the game had a rather large family emergency, so I thought, well, that's gone.
Bunch of bullshit.
No, it wasn't. It was real.
Okay.
It was real.
Okay.
So I thought, well, that's gone, right?
Yep.
Even after I even have a picture of what my character looks like,
Oh,
a graphic of, yeah, it's pretty cool.
right on.
And I emailed this person the other day, and she said, no, yeah, we're good. We're back on
We
schedule.
weren't going to tell you, but we're back. We've been going for days.
Yeah, we're going for days. In fact, we're already in market and fuck you. No, it's on. All our recordings have already been run through the engineers, the whole 9 yards. She's just waiting on other people because there's people all over the world involved in this.
Wow.
So it's still on, and we're still going for the sequel. And what's funny, apparently on Steam, it's a game release site.
Not vagina.
Not vagina.
Okay.
In my head, as I was saying those words, I'm
Yeah,
like, Gary's going to
like,
say.
yeah, it's right back
Vagina.
there.
Anyway, so I guess there's this bizarre sort of cult following now because of the release date was scratched. And have a new release date.
And
Now
they're
there's
we
like,
want bring us Dragon Balls.
Skies.
Oh.
Fuck me. Anyway, but it's cool because you actually have a first-person view of riding a dragon in VR.
Ah.
That's never been done.
Okay.
So it's still in the works.
Can you smell them? Because I bet dragons are smelly.
No, you can't smell them.
Oh.
We haven't gotten that far in VR.
No.
But my whole thing is that, it's still in production. It's still going on. We're going to do the second one. And she tapped me to go to the conventions.
Shit.
So I'll be going to conventions.
Comic-Con, come you.
Comic-Con's all over my face.
Oh. And
No.
neck.
Yeah. Anyway, but that's still on.
Okay.
So you need to talk
Yahtzee.
now. You're fucking need to speak.
Okay. So last episode, because you people are completists, I'm sure you listened to them all.
Completists.
And we appreciate that about you and yours. I was talking about how on Monday through Thursday I listened to something else, and then Friday is the special day that I listen to other shit. So typically I will listen to a lot of Dana Gould show is my favorite. The Dana Gould Hour, typically 3 hours.
Okay, hold that thought. Dana Gould is now on Audible.com. The release. He's not on there.
Go on.
Anyway, just call me a gash. Anyway, you slit.
Bearded axe wound.
You. Good night, everybody.
Yeah.
No. Gary likes him some Dana Gould.
I do.
Bottom line.
He's the master.
Dr. Katz was a cartoon
Right.
on Comedy
Squiggly
Central
line.
a million years ago. Yeah.
Right.
They have brought Dr. Katz back on Audible.com.
Really?
So there's like 10, 15-minute segments of different people, all brand new.
I never watched much of that show, but the one thing I remember about it is he was using a cologne called Panther Juice.
Yes! And Dana Gould
Okay.
is on one of the episodes.
Nice.
So I need to tell you that and probably send you the link.
Es el Señor.
And it's free.
Okay.
So,
Gotta
over to
love
you.
that.
Back to you.
So I get up with the butt crack of dawn and go grocery shopping before work and do my chores and this and that and being adulting bullshit. So while doing that, I usually listen to Dana Gould. Then as I run that out, I switch to This Week in Jackin', which is a masturbation podcast out of New York.
No.
Oh, it's
What?
It's some funny shit. Yeah. Chris Laker and Micah Fox.
Okay, we need to follow them
write
too.
that one down. Yeah, Twidgecast. That one's called.
Twitch?
Twidge. This Week in Jackin'. TWIJ.
TWIJ.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then and it's a bunch of New York comics telling their stories about their masturbation life, and it's fantastic, and it lets you know that what we all do is perfectly natural, perfectly
if
healthy.
I'd have known that would have been a thing.
It is. So I'm an oddly old school dude. I'm not a hipster by any means, but I do carry an iPod Classic. So ladies, taken. But
He also has a Zoom.
no, no, come on now. Let's get real. But I also later in life discovered the majesty of the podcast app and have been playing them on the phone and everything else. That works great for work. But point is, this is getting boring. One of my favorite shows during the work week for the Friday enjoyment. There's a couple, and we've talked about them. I'll talk about them again. But let's keep on task. It was the Generation Y podcast, and I was really hoping that Anissa was gonna make it tonight so we could talk about this, and I'm sure she's listening, so we can talk about it anyway.
Okay.
Generation Y is a true crime / little bit of supernatural, little bit of what's interesting out there kind of show, and it's got a nice balance. So. These two guys from the Midwest have been doing this show since the early days of podcasting. They've really built up a nice backlog.
We're the 21st million person.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We're getting in on it late as usual, but they have a good balance of things. So I heard of it, and I'm really enjoying their true crime shit, which is this weird psychology thing. Because somebody made the point once that if we found rape as interesting as we find murder in this culture, it would be fucked up. But we all think murder is cooler than shit, and it really is intriguing.
I'm not that guy. I don't find it. I don't.
So, well, you grew up next to a serial killer.
Well,
so yeah.
I had my fill.
Right. But now there's another one I heard of this morning called The Sword and the Scales.
Okay, I'm writing all this shit down.
Okay, keep it going.
Yeah.
They're into the dark, like, here's the true courtroom transcripts, the 911 calls, the whatever. There was the one that they talked about that was the most, hopefully the most disturbing, was a clown from South Florida.
Said clown.
Clown, South Florida. You put the two of those together, it's like
Florida.
it's a multiplier.
I'm just wiping my knee sweat.
This
Don't mind me.
this guy was someone who liked to abduct, molest, murder, cook, and eat toddlers. So, I mean, I don't want to get that dark into it. But, so back to the Generation Y, they find a nice balance of interesting stories that are fun. There's one on an island. You may have heard this. It's a classic story from way back when. It was like pirate treasure that was supposed to be buried in this spot. And these guys started digging down and they found timbers like across the hole, and they kept digging through the timbers, and they kept going down, and they got down like 150 feet, and there was supposed to be treasure, and they kept coming across these timbers, and there was...
Is there a TV show about that?
Yeah, I think
There's some weird island. Once in a blue moon, I see some blurb about some guys on some island doing some shit. I don't know.
They talk about the Bermuda Triangle. They talk about the disappearance of Amelia Earhart. Interesting shit.
The news on that. Remind me.
Okay, then.
I got new news on that.
Yeah, next bit. So today's show was a new take on D.B. Cooper. Now, I don't know. I hadn't heard this from anywhere, and I would think I would have heard it from somewhere because it seems pretty legit.
Right.
It was a long interview by Skype with a guy who wrote a book called The Last Great Outlaw or some shit like that.
Ooh.
So there have obviously D.B. Cooper has fascinated the imaginations of everyone since it happened. Mm-hmm. For the uninformed listener, that means you. Only the one you, not you, literally. The person sitting next to you that doesn't really know.
Hat.
Yeah,
that guy.
Yeah, I'm watching you. That doesn't know. In 1971, guy boards plane in Portland while on tarmac, reveals to stewardess, "I have a bomb. I want $200,000 cash delivered to this plane." Gets everybody off the plane. Plane takes off for Seattle. Halfway to Seattle, he jumps out with a parachute in November in the Northwest at night, and is never seen again.
Yep.
Like smoke.
Yep.
And many, many theories out there abound, and the belief has always been from the realistic person, not the one who wants to believe, that he was probably sucked into a tree and or a river and drowned or froze to death, and he was wearing loafers and like a leisure suit, and homie would have died immediately.
Well, that's where you went wrong, right there, the leisure suit.
That was that.
Go Cotton.
Right. Yeah,
right?
It breathes. So... Show I heard today, long form interview with dude who wrote book, who has amassed cold case team of ex-FBI, ex-law enforcement, ex-CIA, like legit fucking dudes. Oh my God. Like 40 of them.
Why was I not important?
Exactly.
You know?
Well, maybe one day.
No.
And all of these dudes have come up with like 200 legitimate pieces of evidence that this guy is still alive and lives in Southern California, and they know who he is. And this guy swears up and down, this dude is D.B. Cooper. And
he's got to be 90-something, right?
Late 70s.
Really?
Yeah, because the original D.B. Cooper, they're saying that this guy was a Vietnam vet who flew planes and who flew helicopters and who jumped out of planes. Kind of a maverick dude.
Okay, yeah.
Tons of like super legit shit on like this particular guy spent time in jail for this, and he was a con man in this way, and he was here at this time. And he was in the drug trade afterwards, and that. So sometime in the...
I feel a movie starring Johnny Depp coming on.
Clearly, yes. Sometime in the late 90s, early 2000s, there was some cash found. I don't know if you heard about this.
Yes, there was. A young boy.
Right.
I think, yeah.
The story goes that during a cocaine party on the Columbia River, dude looks out the window and says to other dude, and he's been like, "Hey, I'm D.B. Cooper, haha. See that couple down there with the kid? In a week, they're going to find some cash, and it's going to be D.B. Cooper's cash, and that's going to be the shit." And they're like, "Yeah, whatever." Well, a week later, money was found.
So the guy who said that was D.B. Cooper?
According to the story, the guy who said that was D.B. Cooper's like getaway guy who helped him get away. So, but he was kind of like trying to play it off like he was the dude.
So they blew some. They obviously dropped some shit.
And but they intentionally did it. They did it to like put them off the path of like, well, if it was in the river, then he probably went in the river with the cash on him, probably drowned, probly the end of him. Let's stop looking, kind of a thing.
God, that's weird.
Oh, it is fucking fascinating.
See, that's interesting.
Yeah,
I don't give a shit about the murder crap. I'm like, I don't like the murder stuff.
Well, but they do a nice job of it. The one complaint I have is that it's kind of like they've decided that their show has to last an hour and they can make their point by like 38 minutes and then they just keep going on and on, kind of beating it into the ground.
Like us?
Kind of.
With that, yeah.
Yeah.
We do that.
But this last episode, the DB Cooper thing, and they do
making
cool
noise.
stuff. They do stuff like stuff from the 1800s and
Oh, that's cool.
And yeah, exactly. It is really cool. Ed Gein, you know, like weird fucked up shit, but they don't get too far into the super gory, the super disturbing, like this. So anyway, I kind of dig that show.
I'm gonna
Jump off because I'm done.
I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
Dovetail that. New evidence found that potentially
Right.
Amelia Earhart survived and was captured by the Japanese. She and her co-pilot. There is a picture. For those of you who are really into this, you can Google it. USA
Or we
Today.
can put it on our website.
We see. This is why. This is the guy who's like, I just want to do this as a hobby. He's all like, idea. It's great.
I know you're about to go nuts on this stuff, so
But anyway, there's a picture, a photograph that was unearthed from some archive or some shit, and it appears to be. It's on some dock in Japan, and it appears to be a picture of the co-pilot and the back of Amelia Earhart sitting on the dock with her head turned this way. And they get like a facial recognition guy who came in and went, well, that's the haircut is indicative, the nose, everything is the same. And it's on the front page of the USA Today, or in the USA Today, I think from yesterday or something.
Really?
But yeah, I'll dig it up and find it and put it on there. I was like,
Wouldn't that be nice? See, that's obviously the internet has made our lives better, and we all know what weird fucking shit looks like and everything, and we wouldn't have otherwise. But it has cut down so much on the wonderment of aliens and Yeti and Bigfoot and all that shit, and it's kind of like, well, yeah, you know.
Yeah, that's not true. Moving on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it is kind of a bummer, though. But I mean, that's interesting to me, though.
Yeah.
Because they did find a shoe.
And a Zippo.
That was supposedly hers.
On an island, and there was...
Like 15, 20 years ago or something?
Yeah, and they did an episode of that on the Generation Y podcast. They talk about what the flight plan was and what the weather conditions were like and what the radio broadcasts were and things like that. So, you know, they're pretty on top. It's an enjoyable show for a couple of amateur dudes. Yeah.
See, here's the thing. We're, blowing steam on a bunch of other podcasts.
And vaginas.
I'm not going to... I'm already steaming. I got a terrarium in my pants right now.
Oh, that's nice.
You're not getting a visual.
There's a terrarium shop in Northeast Portland where you go.
Not.
Yeah,
it's Roosevelt, like a Scotch tape store.
Roosevelt's Terrariums. Can you fucking believe that? It's in a nice building too. They pay a lot to rent the space so that the person that can go get their terrarium maintained.
Well, perhaps I need to go get my terrarium maintained.
Speak. Yeah.
But a total topic shift. I got to. We went on a work retreat. And I wasn't terribly thrilled. I'm just going to be honest. Because it was one of those, we're going to go on a ropes course.
Hang out with these fucking douchebags.
No. I love this. That's not the problem.
Okay.
I love the folks.
Right.
I'm just like, fuck me. I did like a ropes course 10 years ago at OSU when I worked at South Albany High School. We took the kids there. I did the zip line. I was very proud of myself because I don't like those things. That was when I was 43. I'm now 53.
Okay.
And not terribly limber.
Sure.
I'm like... put me in some fucked up shit. I'm like, oh god, I had to drive like almost 2 hours. It was just past Newburgh. It was pretty. I'll grant you that. And I'm like, next year we're doing an improvisational workshop retreat. Okay,
you'll dominate that.
Yeah. Well, no, I won't necessarily dominate, but I'll be going, ha, how does it feel?
Yeah. Exactly. You fuckers.
But yeah. But the weird thing is, at the end of the day, I really did truly enjoy it because I actually met some challenges and did much, much better than I thought I was going to do on these walking of wires and shit like that.
That's what I call the Little House effect.
Okay. And the one of them was called the flying squirrel. Not a sex position.
Okay, that's
of course it might be.
Dutchman,
I don't know yet. But they basically hook you in a harness and haul you 30 feet in the air.
Oh,
it was awesome.
Wow,
I loved it.
Just straight up and that's it, huh?
Yeah, straight up. I mean, you could do a running start. I just did the straight up.
Okay.
Like I was launching. When I got to the top and I was coming down, I did the Jesus Christ Superstar move and started singing.
You got it.
Because you could either hook it in a seated position or in the back. I went back like Superman. It was impressive. It was fun. It was really cool. And there was a lot of like balancing on wires with your partner stuff. And I'm like, whatever. And I got through it. But I realized that it did actually give me a sense of accomplishment because I did way better than I thought I would.
All right.
Way better. But yeah, 30 feet in the air. Wow. That was amazing.
You know, it's funny. typically like to think of terms of, oh yeah, 10 foot. You know, I could fall 10 foot. That's no big deal. No, 10 foot's high. 30 foot is fucking high. That's a 3-story building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was great though, because you're at the tops of the trees. You're like, hey.
Yeah, feeling it.
And you got to hang there for a little while, and your thing is, your team, your coworkers are controlling the rope. So they pull you up, hold you, and then slowly walk in. And it was just really fucking amazing.
It's one of those really trust exercises.
Well, yeah, I guess. I mean, it was more of like I want to go in the sky, kind of, whatever.
Okay.
And then I thought, see, this is how I am.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I'd already gone on the trip when we had our last show.
Thought this will happen?
Yeah, I went on an endurance trip. Because, okay, Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm wearing my Guardians of the Galaxy tank top.
Uh-huh. James Gunn.
New ride at the Disney's California Adventure.
Okay, here we go. Crack this open like
crack
a
the
nut.
Sucker open. And the last time I went to Disney's California Adventure, I had taken my high school class for grad night. 10 years ago. Nah.
Only 10?
Yeah.
Oh.
10, maybe 11, 12. Because, the high school, just before I left Arizona. And that was when they had the Tower of Terror.
So Arizona to Disneyland is how far?
Too far? Too far.
Okay.
6 hours?
Yeah, that's plenty far.
Yeah, about 6 hours. On
There's some
school
finger
bus.
banging going on that bus.
No, remember I told you last week on the other shows. Hand check. Lights up.
Right.
Ha-ha! Anyway.
You weren't sniffing, though.
No, come on. Would you... We're going to do the John Waters thing and have the card that says, scratch and sniff now. Anyway, so I wanted to go. The Tower of Terror was basically a ride at Disney's California that drops your shit. It goes up and down, and it's contained in a building and has a theme. And they changed the theme to Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay.
And I'm a Guardians fan.
Okay.
So I wanted to go. But I wanted to just do like a very quick trip for 2 reasons. 1, cheaper. 2, to see if I could handle an endurance kind of trip.
Like an up all night, ready to party.
Okay? Yeah, because I'm
couple of bumps.
I'm aged. Okay.
Right.
And I've turned into a pussy since I've been in Oregon.
Right.
So I went,
the land of the pussy.
So I went, all right, here we go. I booked it for the 26th of June. I left Albany, Oregon at 5:30, got to PDX at 7:30, the 2-hour wait, obligatory. Got on the plane at 9:30.
These are all AMs.
PM. I started off with endurance. Okay. 9:30 p.m. flight to SFO. Should have got there at about 11 o'clock, 11:30.
Mm-hmm.
Delayed.
I love that.
Delayed. So I get to SFO at like midnight, a little after midnight.
Okay, pretty close.
And
by now your 5-hour energy is run
and
off.
I have a 7-hour layover in SFO. Okay,
what
now
could be better?
But here's the thing.
Bath house.
I was smart,
right?
Because I looked up shit, and in SFO they have something called Freshen Up, and there are rooms. You walk into this little lobby, and it's literally got every conceivable type of friggin' shampoo, conditioner, toothpaste, dress shirts, undies, socks.
What?
I mean, in the foyer, and then in the back are rooms.
And you can do what in them?
Sleep.
Nice.
You sleep. And then if you want the shower, it's a little extra. Who cares? Want the shower so it didn't stink the next day, right?
Work it.
So the shower's in down the hall, kind of deal. The room was really nice. It was tiny, had a fucking flat screen TV, air conditioner thing in there. It had like a computer desk, a nice white bed, pretty bedding, nice artwork. I'm like, what the fuck? Because a hotel,
all your human needs,
right? A hotel around that area, SFO, would probably be like $250 a night. And I'm not gonna pay $250, $300 for 5 hours of sleep.
Not with an escort.
Yeah. And have him pay for it.
Exactly.
So
mark that shit up
with the shower, $180.
Okay.
Much better.
Yeah.
And I was right there in the airport. So all I had to do was wake up at 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning, which I did. Got the flight.
How many hours sleep you think?
It wasn't like real sleep though.
No,
it was kind of like that.
It wouldn't be.
I talked myself into it and went, you know what?
Do you have weird dreams?
I'm just gonna let my body rest.
There you go.
It's just gonna rest. Because before my mom died, I had a lot of stress in my life, and when she's passed away, oddly enough, that stress is gone. It's funny how. Anyway.
You should have done it years ago.
Wow! That's my partner.
Well, yeah.
Anyway.
So
I just kind of went, this is just a place to rest. You can rest. You've had your shower.
Do it.
Just rest.
Refreshed. Got this
up
400 thread count sheet.
I just got up at 5:45 in the morning, 6 o'clock.
Breakfast
jumped on
bar.
the 6:30 a.m. flight.
They feed you at all?
I did not eat.
Okay.
I wasn't hungry.
There's many of the human needs, not all of them.
I didn't really want to eat. And I jumped on the plane, and we got there around 8 o'clock, ski in the morning. Waited for my shuttle.
13 hours later than you started from Portland?
Ish, yeah.
Okay.
Waited for my shuttle, which was delayed because
But you were fresh as a daisy.
Ish.
Okay.
The future business leaders of America
FBLA.
from all over the nation
Fuck, I hate those guys.
were in Anaheim
Oh.
at the same time for some big fucking conference. I'm like,
Do you think there's more Republicans in the FBLA as the FFA? Future Farmers of America?
No, they're equally Republican.
Yeah.
There is no
They're
Democratic one.
All red.
The Democratic one's the Gay Lesbian Student Union.
Yeah. LGBTA.
Yeah. Anyway, so I'm waiting. Finally get there. I get to the hotel thinking, okay, every hotel I've ever been to in my entire life has had early check-in. I remember one time I went to...
You can pay extra for that.
To a WorldCon in San Francisco from Arizona. We got there at 9 in the morning. We weren't supposed to check in till 2. Not only did they let us in early, they upgraded us for free.
No. Well, that was then. What happens now?
And that was a white terry cloth, automatic curtain hotel.
That has nothing to do with white people. Go on.
Stop it. Anyway,
I'm
I get there
if
and
you were brown, it would have been the same.
I'm fucking exhausted by like 9 o'clock in the morning, whatever. I get there, they're like, oh, there's no rooms. I'm like,
But you just had your 5 hours of restless sleep at the hotel.
So I went, all right, bitches. I see what's happening, universe.
Right,
Okay,
right.
eat a dick. And they watched I didn't have much luggage. I literally packed everything into a backpack.
Thermos. My thermos.
My thermos. And this chair. My backpack and like my apnea machine.
And this lighter.
Gentlemen. And so they watched like all the other shit, and I just basically brought my backpack from Walmart and whatever. And I did Disney's California from about 9:30 in the morning till about, I want to say 4 in the afternoon ski.
Okay.
Hotter than fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Exhausted.
Yeah.
Sunburned with sunscreen.
Yeah.
Right? And made it. And didn't die.
Living on Red Bull.
And didn't die. And
then got back on the plane?
No, I walked back to the hotel, slept that night, got up, shuttled it to the hotel. Can't remember the flight. It was like a 1:30 flight or something. Delayed again.
Yeah.
Yeah. So flew from Anaheim to SFO, had a 2-hour layover.
Well,
SFO, man. Dick Airport. As far as it's too big, it's too huge, it's confusing, and there's delays up the beehole.
But you can get sushi.
But they do have a yoga room and a meditation room.
Of course they do.
I shit you not.
Of course they do.
Anyway, so I got back to Portland.
Meditation room.
Got back to basically Lebanon around 10:30 p.m. on the 28th.
And you left the 26th?
26th at 5:30 p.m.
That is insanity.
But you know why though? I did it because, and I also encountered problem after problem.
Right.
That had I been, I wouldn't have been able to deal with. But I fucking thought through it.
Right.
And went, I can do this.
Now that you're getting the pause.
Then I'm getting I'm getting the pause.
Your brain is ready for this shit.
Yeah, my brain's coming back. And what the most fucked thing was, I left my tablet. I thought. On the airplane in PDX, right? So I'm like, oh fuck! So I ran to the baggage claim, and they were super fucking cool. Alaska's folk are the best. They have been so good to me these last few months.
It's nice when a person can say something positive about an airline.
Oh my god, they're just the best. And she was like calling in there. They were cleaning up the plane. They go, no, we didn't find it. I'm like, oh fuck. I go, bathroom.
You fucking left it in the bathroom.
I left a goddamn bathroom. Checked like before TSA, like after TSA, right? Not outside of TSA, like inside. So she wrote me. I went to the counter.
Most people, when they're taking a shit, just use their phone. You actually have to use your tablet, and then what? You set it on the back of the toilet?
No, I had it in my hand because I grabbed it out I grabbed it out of the little holder thing in the plane. And then I put it down and washed my hands and fucked off because I was exhausted, dude. I was running on 12 minutes of sleep and 3rd-degree sunburn. So I go.
Think of the days when somebody would have murdered you for that item, and now they're like, "Fuck, another tablet in the bathroom."
And I went to the
Don't
lady,
touch it; it's got poop germs on it.
I went to the lady at the other counter, and she was like super cool, and she's like, "I'm gonna write you a pass to get past TSA." But it was at that point, it was 7:45 at night. My shuttle was coming at 8. I would have had to go through TSA again, take off my fucking shoes, blood douche, whatever. So I went, I can't do it. I can't do it. I said, I'll have to call Lost and Found tomorrow. And as I was going back, I hear, beep, beep, beep. Dorrie board, please come to Alaska Airlines counter. Your lost property has been found. I'm like,
no
oh my God.
Way.
And the lady behind the counter was the shit because I even told her.
She must have been tickled shitless to actually be able to help somebody for once.
And I told her, I said, I'm super having a hot flash right now and I'm stressed out and I can't find my tablet. I'm going to freak out. And she goes, I understand. Because she's about my age, right?
Yeah. She's like, me too.
She's like, I got this.
Yep.
And it just so happens I had left my boarding pass in the tablet case.
Good Christ.
It's not worth anything.
No, yeah.
But it had my name on it.
Okay, that helps.
And that's when they went, and somebody in the bathroom, bless their heart, found
Yep.
it and turned it into security, and security turned it over to Alaska.
That person didn't wash their hands.
I don't give a
that's not
shit
the
if they
point.
jizzed on it. I really
Unlikely, but go on.
don't. Well, the thing is, this was an endurance trip. This is the kind of thing where I proved to myself. Look, he's bored. You see that? He's checking his fucking watch. He's bored.
I got a smartwatch, bitch. Check this
I don't
out.
give a fuck.
It's
Okay.
okay. Anyway, moving on.
Anyway, it proved to myself that I could do something like this. Like if I go on this driving road trip that I want to go on and I run into some sort of adversity, I have the skill to do it. I have the wherewithal to go, okay, I'm not going to pussify.
Right.
And that's what it was. And trust in humanity now. I have
Nice.
then reestablished my trust in humanity.
That actually,
That was a long story. I'm super sorry about that, but it was important to me. So,
well,
my show.
It's exactly. Fucking do what you want.
Yeah.
It's actually not a bad idea to do things that way. Mrs. E and I years ago took a trip to the Virgin Islands, which was
Okay, was this, did I know you
fantastic.
guys?
It was 2012.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. We get there and it's closed.
The entire island? It's closed?
Well,
Did they just shut down the Virgin Islands? Was CNN on top of this?
well, that was the comedy of it. So we show up. We're staying at Blackbeard's something.
Yeah, you are.
And well, back in the day, 70s thing.
Come on.
We take the trip all the way into town, and so it's a weird thing because we are driving on the wrong side of the road. It's been a long fucking weirdo flight.
I couldn't do that.
Well, and we're in a shuttle, so they're driving on the wrong side of the road.
then I'm fine with it.
But it's disconcerting. So you've been on a long flight. It's dark. You're out of element. You hop in this weird shuttle from who knows where.
Steve Shuttleshiver. I can't even talk. Steve. I said Steve Shuttleshiver.
Well,
More wine?
yes, that.
Okay.
And we get to the hotel and come across, nothing because it's closed. And
is that their travel slogan? Come to the Virgin Islands for nothing.
Yeah, man. And young security dude comes walking up. We're like, we have a reservation and we wanted to check in. He's like, yeah, sorry. And he's got his phone in his hand, like he could possibly call somebody and get it.
No, he was fucking playing Words with Friends. He didn't give a shit.
It was early like flip phony action, but he walks off like, I don't know, whatever. And so here we are in.
Were you just standing outside the hotel or what?
At that point, yeah, we figure we can just go.
I'm going to stand up because my knees are getting old.
Okay, then. We just go and hang out by the pool for a little while. And so it's, I don't know, 11-ish, whatever, o'clock at their time. And you never really know how you're going to be in a crisis till you're in a crisis.
Yeah.
And I'm one who likes to prepare and think through and have what I need or try to and whatever. And you just never know.
Right.
I'm proud to say that in that moment of crisis, I was pretty calm.
Good.
And it was 70 degrees in the middle of the night. We could sit by the pool, wait for them to open. That's worst case scenario. We got a place to sit.
And you have somebody with you. You weren't by yourself. It makes it worse.
Right.
But it makes you more resilient.
And we had our bags, and which again kind of makes it worse because you got shit you got to protect, kind of. But it didn't feel super sketchy. It was a nice enough area.
Right.
It was a resort. I mean, come on now.
Right.
But we call Expedia. We get a chick named Sandra on the phone, and Sandra, being our pod mother, was kind of a sign of, hey, it's gonna be okay. And Sandra,
the names, man.
Exactly. Sandra hooks us up with a much nicer place, like right on the water, and they send a cab, and Expedia takes care of it. And
No way.
Yeah, it was like, holy shit, this is what it's all
See,
about.
I got my trip to Expedia, but they're the ones who gave me a 7-hour fucking layover.
Yeah, well, fuck
so
those
I'm
guys.
not doing that again.
Exactly.
I'm gonna do
Bunch of
my own
bullshit.
shit. Yeah.
But at the same time, it's one of those things. I'm kind of a worst case scenario. It's like what could be the worst thing that can happen here? So if we have to like fight our way out of this,
With
that's
a machete in the jungle.
pretty bad. But the realistic case is going to be, we're here. Things are going to be fine. We're not going to freeze to death.
Right.
We might be a little bit hungry and tired by the time it all ends.
Right.
But then these guys from whoever knows around the world, somebody in a cubicle somewhere went, let me click this, let me do that,
Yeah.
and give somebody a call. They hooked us up. And we actually ended up getting relocated to the other hotel for the duration of our little short stay before we got on a boat and went to another island and everything. It was like,
what was the problem? Why was it closed?
Who knows? There was never an explanation. We were not charged for that place. Actually, no, I take that back. We were charged for that place, but we weren't charged for the better place. At first, it looked like they were going to wash both of them. Like we were going to get the free place and they were going to knock out the cost of the old place as kind of a bonus. But at that point, we were like, you know what? Just
give me a fucking bed.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
But, and then the cool thing was, well, not the only cool thing, but a cool thing was next day on the, we don't have cable at home, but so we occasionally watch cable in hotels.
That's what I do too.
Yeah. It's like, ooh, something special.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Ooh, look at commercials.
Commercials.
This is what's happening now. And Boogie Nights was on. So I'm like,
come on.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
Yes. All about the real world of porn.
Giant penis.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, I think the traveling thing, that's why I'm more like, all right, okay. I'm not quite ready. However, I did get
my
one of my goals this summer
that you are just embarking on
is to get the passport, which I don't have.
Okay.
Got my birth certificate in the mail today.
All right.
So now I'm going to go down and get...
What's your real name?
I'm going to tell you guys that.
Exactly.
Fuck you.
Come on now.
I got thousands of people. Never mind.
Right.
No, so I got the birth certificate in the mail because the original birth certificate that people of my age have is basically this one with like your feet prints and your mom and dad's thumbprints on it, the doctor's signature, and a stamp.
On a cedar shingle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
On a piece of brick. And they just throw it at you.
Yeah.
And so those aren't good anymore. And they haven't been in years, actually. They haven't been in decades.
Which makes perfect sense.
Right. But I mean, they really were legal documents until somebody went, nope, let's figure out a way to make money.
Yeah.
Okay, let's make people send for them over and over again.
That's what it's all about.
So yeah, because I did the same thing for my sister because she had no ID. She had the old-fashioned birth certificate, yada, yada. So I got my BC in the mail today. And I'm going to go down. Yeah.
Nice.
And I'm going to go down and get the old... passaporte, because I want to be able to be familiar with traveling in more adverse situations throughout the states before I go someplace where I can't speak the language.
It's nice to be in a place where you can get health care from people who speak your language.
Yeah, I mean, here's my thing. I've always wanted to go to the British Isles. And my plan eventually is to fly into Wales because no one hates Wales.
Everybody loves Wales.
Have you noticed, though?
Right.
When was the last time on the news you heard Wales attacked it? Nope. It's always
some
London.
Welsh cocksucker took over. Yeah, nobody ever says that.
So yeah,
of course, if they did, you couldn't understand them because the Welsh accent is something else.
They go mental with the L's. Thanks, Carl. But so I want to fly into Wales, and then you can just find a location where you can train into take trains to the other countries. What the fuck? Why not?
So they say.
But that's eventually what I want to do is go to different parts of the state first because I haven't seen. I've only been to like 12 or 13 states in the Union.
There aren't many more than that.
But I really want to go to the ones that are there.
Okay.
I want to go down south because I have.
Why not? You're white.
Wow. Well, you know what though? There's a cemetery in Kentucky named after my family.
Okay.
So, one of my family members from Jubilboard Cemetery, oddly enough.
Okay.
And he was like from the 1800s or some shit. He was the one who took in the baby. I think I told you guys that story.
Okay.
I think I did. When it was
for the listener,
for that guy with a hat on. Okay, it was back in the 1800s, I think, and in this small town, someplace in Kentucky, I can't remember right now. There was a family where the dad just went, "See ya," and left the wife and
the
all
one
the
time
children.
That happened,
right? Left all the wife and children, said "fuck off" and left.
Sure.
So the township decided to help her out because she had tons of kids, and there was no way.
So they all got in there and made sure she had plenty more.
See, this is what I can't.
Well, I don't have kids. I don't know how it works.
Well, like I do. Anyway, so.
But you're a teacher. You've seen it happen.
What?
Don't they give birth and then you teach them? I don't know how this works.
Where are
I'm not a
you
doctor.
from? Anyway, no. So Jubal
Cupertino originally,
and his wife took in the infant child in the family and adopted it. So I have a bloodline that's not literally a bloodline. I have relatives that aren't related to me.
Dash.
Yeah, somewhere. But anyway, the cemetery is named after Jubal. And it's a very small cemetery from what I can see online. But there's a lot of...
It's basically a freezer with 6 bodies in it.
It's half of a bathtub upright.
Yeah.
No, there's relatives all over the South. Because my dad's parents were from Kentucky. And our original folks came from England
Wow, that explains a lot.
dickhead.
Yeah.
And I mean, they came from England to Virginia,
Sure.
then
That's what you do.
Maryland, then Kentucky, and then my dad's dad took the name all the way to California. So I've got relatives all along those original 13 colonies that I want to, check out.
You should. Well, what's that song that John Fogerty says something about the people on the river happy to give?
Yes.
How fucking pissed are they? How many people have shown up and said, well, John Fogerty said you'd feed me dinner. Where's the cornbread? You're like, oh, fuck that John Fogerty guy.
You know what's weird, though?
Yeah.
I can't say this because it's going to be taken so wrong. So I'm just going to say.
I'll say it.
There's a lot. There actually is a lot of hospitality in the South.
Really?
Comma.
If
you're white.
Yeah.
Well, see, now the people in the South are going to go,
See?
that's fucking bullshit. See, I'm trying to do something controversial so that somebody will listen to our podcast. I almost want to just go.
That's what it takes.
Flash my titties, or maybe, shake a little pee or
Where
something.
you say, I'm DB Cooper.
Yeah, I'm DB Cooper, or say the N-word. I would never say the N-word.
No,
but I mean, it
you
just.
never have
Of
on
that.
mic.
Of way to ruin my rep. But something of that magnitude to try to get somebody to
Well, you love
listen to
Snoop Dogg.
us
What are you gonna
because yeah, he's pretty cool. Because I think we're doing some good stuff here.
Yeah.
And I want somebody to go, yeah. And I want to be able to get a sponsor.
Give him a shout out.
Yeah. Because we get shout outs to everybody
Yeah.
for freebies.
Exactly.
Anyway,
Because we love everybody.
we're super done, aren't we?
We are.
Okay.
That's the Tangent Lounge. I'm Gary.
I'm Dorrie, just Dorrie.